very much for welcoming us today here at the Westin Paris Vendome.
My pleasure.
Before we start talking about the hotel, could you tell us a bit more about you, about your background?
So I started my career in the mid-80s, first as a bellboy and a doorman, moving then to a concierge clé d'or. Later I wanted to experience something different, so I went to university to get a degree in sales marketing, which gave me the opportunity to work in group sales, then in sales executive. But as I was missing operations, then I moved to the banqueting, which doesn't seem obvious from the sales, but I did. Then to the food and beverage management, moving then to the French Riviera. And then I got my first operations manager position in Portugal. And it's the same country which gave me my first GM position, moving then to the sunny island of Tenerife. And now for the last 3 years as GM here at the Westin.
So you have been to many places during your career. So what has been the biggest challenge that you have faced?
So the biggest challenge is to understand the property you are joining. Each hotel is different from the other. You have different level of associate satisfaction, guest satisfaction, GOP performance. And so for me the most important, or the biggest challenge, is to ensure I'm giving enough time to understand why the hotel is standing there in order to know how we can adapt the strategies to better deliver.
How do you keep motivated every day?
Stay close to your employees, stay next to them, give a good tap in the back when they are doing something special. They will always appreciate it. It's not always about money.
The acquisition of Starwood by Marriott, how is it impacting in the hotels?
At operational level, the impact is still quite reduced because we are still in a, let's say, merging phase, integrating the teams. What has changed a bit is now we have a link between the Marriott reward programs and the Starwood loyalty programs SPG, allowing both SPG guests and Marriott reward guests to exchange their points between the two programs to be able to enjoy the 5,700 properties we have now worldwide.
The occupancy rates have decreased since the last events, the recent events. Has the pricing strategy also changed in your case, or how have you overcome this difficult time in Paris?
It is important to keep a pricing strategy which allows you to keep your positioning on the market. We are the Westin Paris Vendome. You don't buy a room today half price of what it was yesterday. We are delivering experiences to our guests. The demand is low, that's a fact. What are we going to do? To fight with the competition, knowing who is going to have the cheapest rate? That is going to be damaging your hotel, your performance on the long term, and recovering from that is difficult. That's why Indeed, we have some tactical offers from time to time, but we resist to that and we try to keep the same pricing as before.
How are you doing to compete against Airbnb, or is Airbnb a threat for luxury hotels?
We are here to give a service, and this is what is unique in hotels, and that's why we have to fight for that. As long as we fight for the quality of your service, nobody is a threat.
So what could be your next step?
I want to stay in operations. There is nothing more wonderful than serving people.
What advice would you give to young talents willing to develop a career in hospitality?
I would say number one, be curious. That's the best way to learn. The second thing I would say, ethics, integrity. You need to gain trust from your managers or from your colleagues, your peers. So for me, ethics and integrity is key in success. And the last one, I would say, have fun. It's a business about having fun because we serve people, and if we don't have fun doing that, they will notice it and they will never be back.